What's that? It's the sound of silence coming from City Hall. Our elected officials just put one more nail in the coffin that will silence the Oversight Commission that safeguards our $42 million utilities fund financed by your water rates. Mayor Greg Hull's City Council and City Administration recently supported and approved these changes that will further weaken the Utilities Commission. 1. Stop the Commission from developing recommendations on utilities issues unless initiated by city staff. 2. Stop mandatory representation of all districts on the Commission. And 3. Allow without cause removal of any commissioner by a simple majority of the governing body. Here is what some commissioners had to say about that.
In my opinion, this action is arrogant and appalling. It seems that the administration's approach is to first ignore the law. If that doesn't work, circumvent the law. If that doesn't work, change the law. This ordinance is an important law with a purpose to give the people a look into and a voice in the operations and planning of their utility. The Ratepayers Utilities Commission provides the necessary oversight and detailed attention required of a department that accounts for more than 36% of the city's budget and a significant impact to our wallets. That is what
Here's what it does. Eliminates the right of Utilities Commission to give advice to you, to the governing body, about the operations and management of water and wastewater systems. The Utilities Commission learns of problems in the operation and management where really this thing requires us to ignore it. But, you know, if it's inefficient, if it's deficient, if it's ineffective, if it's unlawful, or if it's wasteful, it doesn't matter because we don't have any say anymore. Not only don't we have the right to advise you about it, really we're told to butt out. It's none of your business anymore.
The proposal before you only does two things. It eviscerates and neuters the Utilities Commission. If you approve the proposal, that the Commission will become a body that's unnecessary. It would be the next step to the last step needed before it could be terminated. As a commissioner and as a citizen, I simply tell you, there is no need for this action. It's bad because it ensures that the cost of Rio Rancho water will remain too high and will only grow.
Now, why would any city officials want to reduce citizen oversight of a budget nearly the same size as the city's general fund? Here are some clues. In March 2015, the Commission supported the water rate freeze because revenue is far surpassing projections. Their recommendation conflicted with the desire of this governing body and the administration. In May 2015, commissioners questioned the legitimacy of the G&A and pilot programs, which pull millions out of the utilities fund and into the city's general fund. Over the past year, our governing body has been a little confused about their feelings towards this commission. Listen to Councilor Shelby Smith's reaction to commission recommendations.
Do have a commission, the Utilities Commission, for a reason. There's a whole slew of people that know what they're doing and what they're talking about. Having said that, I think it's enough to trust the Utilities Commission in what their findings are. I have the opposite opinion, and almost to the point where I've asked, and I'll ask publicly, I'm not sure why we have a commission, Utilities Commission.
They love them when they agree and hate them when they don't. The changes made by our governing body will allow them and their administration to pick and choose when they bring an item before the commission for review. But isn't this a misuse of the power we entrust to our elected officials? Here is what two city councilors had to say about the handful of speakers who dared to voice their concerns during public comments.
I just to underscore, I'm really appalled by what I'm seeing tonight. If it were what was being presented, namely that the Utilities Commission is Robin Hood and waving the populist flag over all of this rhetoric against city staff, former Chairman Hensley from the Utilities Commission, his outright attack on administration, whatever that means, I thought was unprofessional, was politically partisan. If his diatribe was an example of what we're defending.
But I have to say that I do get concerned from time to time. We've spent the last hour and a half talking really about bullcrap. We allowed some less than professional people speak to us and get us wound up. And if you find yourself in a position with the city again, I would just caution you to.
Our governing body seems to prefer the sound of silence to dissenting voices of reason. We're sure not on the road to open government and transparency.
Talking really about bullcrap.
I'm really appalled.
And if you find yourself in a position with the city again, I would just caution you to do the same.